So I found some old footage that I haven't shown anybody yet. I'm making this obscene horn mold, and I needed an excuse to use it. So we're going to do a review of all of the molds we've made. And I gotta admit something. I kind of rushed the main shot. So I'm going to be going from this narration that we can imagine as a chilled out, deeper, almost sinister me to the main shot, which is excited, squirrely me. And I want you to prepare yourself for a fast-paced style. Now I'm going to send it off to Squirrely SJ. What I wanted to do for the format of the video is I wanted to start with the materials for the actual mold making, and then I want to do the casting materials, and then I want to do an overview of all of the projects we've actually worked on. So, first part is the materials. First material is going to be the normal Alginate. So this is for general life casting. So every part of your body, presumably, except in your mouth, but we'll talk about that later. It is combined with water. It has a pot life of 5 minutes and a cure time of 8 minutes. It often requires the use of a support shell and needs to be cast within 4 hours. It is made of seaweed, is non-toxic, and overall better for the environment. So that was the general body Alginate. Now for the dental type. This is Cavex ColorChange Alginate. It came in this 500 gram bag. It goes through 3 color changes from violet to pink, signifying the end of the mix time, about 30 seconds. From pink to white, signifying the setting time, about 60 seconds. Then white to pink, meaning that it's fully cured, about 30 minutes. It is 9 days of dimensional stability. Now let's get back to Squirrely SJ. Now it's the body double standard set, and I don't have the raw materials because I haven't needed this in a while, because I prefer to use the Alginate. Body double comes in 2-pound packages. I got this for $46.95 Canadian, and you see why it's so much more economic to go with the Alginate. It has a pot life of 5 minutes and a cure time of 20 minutes and is applied directly to the skin. This is a good time to segue to the next material, but it's a little bit difficult to explain. When I did the ear molds, I cast it first in body double, and then from that mold, I cast the ear. What did I cast it in? In melt and pour soap, and then I created a base, and then I first, because I wanted to make a latex ear first, and it didn't really work, obviously, because look at this. This is pretty hideous. I had to use this stuff, which is Hydrocal White. Although, I should have used Ultracal. So what you do is, you fill up the Hydrocal mold, and then you dump out the latex, and you allow each layer to set up before doing the next one. The next material is my personal favorite, and that is Mold Star 16 Fast. I've purchased this stuff by the gallon. I'm going to show this stuff a lot later, so I'm going to kind of skip over it. So I want to quickly talk about support shells before moving on to release agents, which I totally forgot to mention at the beginning of the video. So when you have a mold, you have the Mold Star silicone part, and then you have a shell, right? And when you do the Hydrocal, every time I open this thing up, it smells. The area in between gets weird. So this part needs to be reinforced, because if you drop this, it's going to shatter, right? So you can kind of see a little bit of burlap. So burlap will obviously create like a lattice inside the mold for everything to hold on to. So if you drop it, or if it gets eroded or something, then it will be more stable. They won't just shatter. So it's a really good idea to do that. So we can move on to the release agents. The first one's going to be this Smooth On Universal Mold Release. So this one I don't really like because it expires and I go long periods without making anything. So that doesn't really work with me. So it basically prevents tearing, I guess, and it also conditions the mold because they kind of dry out and become a little more brittle, but not really. I don't know. I have some stuff written down, but I don't really care. Oh, yeah, so this one does not work with silicone upon silicone. I think it actually might facilitate combining the two. So when I've cast, say, the silicone ears, I could not use that with this. So I had to use something different. Good old Vaseline. No, I use this for slugging. So when I do silicone and silicone, what you can do is you can nuke it, like put it in the microwave, and it'll melt down and you can pour it in, and then you pour it out, and then you like use your, like it's just to get into all of the little crevices, and then you use your finger to dig out most of it, and that will make it so the silicone does not set up, and that's all of the mold releases. So the next part is the casting material. So first one is my favorite. It is the Smooth Cast 65D. So it comes in two parts. This is for rotocasting, meaning that you have a closed mold that you rotate, so the internal cavity is hollow or filled with another lightweight material like Foamit 3. So because it's hollow, you can make things pretty lightweight. So the decorations I've made, they are like this, kind of hollow in the inside, and then the skull I've made is hollow inside. You can hear that it's hollow inside, and the horns would have been, as I said, hollow with Foamit inside to add stability to the outer shell, but I used too much, so they're solid. Basically, they're solid all the way in. Whoops, I've already mentioned the use of Hydrocal and Ultracal for making molds. Though Ultracal, which is this stuff, Ultracal, this is actually is better for making molds because it's less porous, stronger, but it doesn't take up detail as nicely. So all of my plaster gypsum casts, like the hands like this, or the teeth like this, have been Hydrocal. So in the past, I've used plaster of Paris to cast stuff in plaster. This was actually from a plaster bandage mold. You know, when you just put it on your face directly. Don't do that. Some plaster of Paris is very weak and sloughs off. My friend and I made a bust that now needs to be contained in a plastic bag. And now we're on the last one, which is latex. So here's the latex. This is RD 407. It is a mask making type of latex. I don't really know the difference. It seems the same as like special effects latex. This is again used with Hydrocal or Ultracal. And I don't have much experience with it. Okay, so that's it for the materials. So we're going to say goodbye to this, and then we're going to go over the individual projects that I've done over the years. So